Get the mic focused.
Happy Friday and welcome to Cocktail Corner. Goes on a road trip.
Interaction.
So this is our second annual Cocktail Corner, so we're going to start right off with a cocktail, and I'm going to do my favorite cocktail, which is a Cosmopolitan. So I've got my shaker filled with ice. I've got some Tito's handmade vodka, and I'm going to pour in 2 ounces of vodka. I've got the tiniest bottle of Cointreau here, which is a orange liqueur that I got at the local ABC store. And I'm putting 1 ounce of Cointreau and 1 ounce of my secret weapon, Rose's sweetened lime juice. If I could put that in every cocktail, I would. So I'm going to pour that in there. And you know what? I forgot something already. So this is live, you know. My cranberry juice. Okay, so I'm going to put about 4 to 6 ounces of cranberry juice in here. And so the whole thing, as I've learned from some of our future presenters, is that when you have a cocktail shake, you want to shake it until your hands are pretty much frozen. Now, I did not bring a coupe glass or a fancy glass. I looked in the cupboard, so sometimes when you're doing things, you just gotta go with what you have. So I found this lovely,
it's a punch
pressed. There we go. That's what it is. It's a punch glass. So it's a pressed glass. So it's kind of vintagey, which you guys know I like that stuff. So I'm going to pour that in here, and we're going to float a lime wheel on top. Okay, and that is your Cosmo.
Nice.
Yeah. Some samples here. And we'll put that out on the table so folks can try. And then we'll have our next presenter up. How do you like it so far?
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay.
So you don't need to pass these around.
We're just going to go over. They'll come later. Yep. So these are for all y'all. Oh, here we go.
All y'all.
Here we go.
All y'all.
All y'all.
Okay, I'm going to move my stuff away, and then we'll get our next order up. All right, so I'd like to introduce you to Leonard, who is going to present a mocktail, a special mocktail.
Thank you very much. Unlike Cindy, who's a professional, this is my shaker. It's a good 24-ounce cup from Arby's. What I'll do is I'll buy my soda from McDonald's, but I'll pour it in this. And because some McDonald's is only 22 ounces, I usually have 2 ounces left over. So I will open so I can do it. I'm not going to be making 22 ounces right now. And what I do use is the infamous Dr. Pepper. You can't go wrong with Dr. Pepper. There's 23 flavors.
Oh, long live the king.
I think we have a special guest.
We have a special guest. Come on over here because the camera's this way. And then watch
It's our Mr. Orr.
Hail to the king.
Hail. Hail
Long
to the
live the
king.
king.
Long
Now,
live the king.
Master Mixers makes a lot of these different little concoctions that you can put in the drinks. I happen to love grenadine. And grenadine has a cherry flavor, thus the name of my drink is a Pir de Delice. And that is cherry Dr. Pepper in French. I'm not real original. So I take the top off. Tonight I'm only going to put in about 16 ounces. And that's what I usually... I usually put 20 ounces, so I know that 16th to 20th is 4/5. So you don't have to be a math major if you do the full That's only a half, that's going to be about half, so now I know it's about a half.
You guys should have seen the stir this get-up caused at the coronation last week in London. But if they had any further questions, according to Leonard, I am just as legitimate as any of the dime a dozen defunct monarchies in Europe that probably attended.
We did have that discussion earlier this weekend.
Wow, yeah.
Well, this is grenadine. It's cherry. I put 11 ounces in here, plus or minus a half ounce. Normally, you should put 2 squirts for 22 ounces, which would be 1 squirt for 11 ounces. But not me, because I'm a cherry-holic. I like to have a little extra cherry. I generally put in 5 pumps, not 2 pumps. But if I made this earlier, this is more to the correct thing. So if it's not cherry enough for you, you know you put more. So I just take it, I just add it. 3, 4, 5. That should be good. Oh, that's 5. Oh, I need to put more drink in because remember I only have half my drink. So I have to mix it up. Sorry guys. Mistake. I'm going to be stuck drinking all this.
And you love every second.
Absolutely. There would be no other way. So I sort of filled it up. Now it's about 17 ounces. Counting plus or minus an ounce. And I generally have this two of these a day. Because I don't drink alcohol itself, but I love Dr. Pepper and I love cherry, so the two together I can do this and stir. I don't have the thing that shakes, but if I had the thing that shakes, I would. But that would cost me money and I'm cheap. And so I make it, then I taste it. Good to the last drop, just like Maxwell's.
All right.
And there you go.
Okay, who's up next? Here we go.
Okay, so now we start with the snacks.
Oh, okay.
Okay, when I do my cocktail corner on YouTube, I always do an adult beverage and a snack. So this is a veggie tray that I've made, and one of the things that I always do, which I've already done here, is put salt and pepper over top of raw vegetables. I think it makes them taste a lot better. And this is something I've been doing lately, is to squeeze a little lemon over top too. And that really, those 3 things, lemon, salt, and pepper, you cannot go wrong with that. So that really enhances the flavor. Now, for a dip, I decided to make it really easy on myself. I got some flavored Philadelphia whipped cream cheese. So this is the garden vegetable flavor. And I just simply mixed it with sour cream to make it dippable. And wow, is that fast? It tastes great. Super quick, super easy. And you see I just kind of did kind of a color wave here with this.
Beautiful.
Okay, so that's So up next we have Deb doing a cocktail. Actually two, well they're the same, but they're different. Okay, she's making a variation of, no, two variations of a cocktail. Okay, very well said. There we go.
All right, so last year I spent a lot of time shaking and stuff everywhere, and so this year I'm smarter. I made pre-made Bloody Marys. Oh, yeah, scratch. So I've got, I have nothing to show you because it's all made already, but just one of them is, they both start with tomato juice obviously, and one of them swings towards seafood with horseradish and Worcestershire sauce, and that one's a little spicy. Well, they're both spicy. The other one is more southwestern, it's got a little smoky chipotle in it, and lime juice and lemon juice. So that's, you know, so anybody questions?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here we go. There. So the ones with the lime have a tiny bit less alcohol because that's what the recipe called for, and I'll bring some more out. So Bloody Mary's 1920s, supposedly. The story varies, of course, originated in Paris, originated in New York City, this famous person, that famous person, but we've evolved into basically tomato juice V8 clamato with whatever else you want to put. And some bars will serve you your meal on skewers in your,
Yes.
chicken wings, fried shrimp, whatever, and they're like, that. We're not doing those two. But, so I was doing some historic research on Bloody Mary. So anybody know what a Bloody Mary without alcohol in it is called?
A Virgin Mary.
Bloody shame.
But that's but I know, I had to say it. But very easy to do ahead, and some of them have if they have Old Bay rim, some of them have no salt or Old Bay on them. And I've got a lot more. I made a ton. So
Hand them over.
I need to put them together. I didn't want to get them too watered down.
Oh, I thought
Ice
you
and
wanted me to
everything.
get them.
No, I've got more coming.
Okay.
But, so basic drink, you can use vodka or gin. I used Wheatley vodka, which is distilled at Buffalo Trace, and it's wheat mixed in with some other grains. Most vodkas are not wheat, and this is distilled 10 times, which means it's a lot less likely to give you a hangover. Look at how many times something's distilled, the more it's distilled, the more bad stuff is out of them. So there you go. That's it.
Thank you.
That was great. I love having these folks that really know their stuff. I learn something every time. Okay, so next on our snack arena is a fruit plate.
Tip it up a little bit.
So I've got on here 2 different colors of apples. I got the hugest strawberries you've ever seen in your life. I got some kiwi, some grapes, and right here in the middle I got Leonard's favorite dip. I don't know where Leonard is, but it's peanut butter. It's basically a 1-ingredient dip. You take regular peanut butter, you add a little bit of boiling water to it and stir it till you get the consistency that you want, which is something that's dippable. Tastes great with all fruits. Okay, here we go. We have 2 mocktails presented by Wendy.
Okay.
Thanks, Cindy. Hello, everybody. So I started a new journey this year, a health journey. And I decided to stop drinking for a little bit. So I had to, for me, I wanted to find some alternative for that. And I looked into this company, and of course they were all over Facebook and TikTok and social media. It's called Ritual, zero proof tequila alternative. They make a gin and they make a whiskey and a rum. You use different mixers, and I've tried it. Becky, my sister, tried it as well. She wasn't a real fan of these. But you can make them sugar-free, and some of them taste pretty good once you whip them up in a cocktail. I did try the whiskey with straight Coke one time, and it just left a bad taste in my mouth. But these are all natural ingredients in them, zero sugar, and of course fat-free, so low calorie. The first drink that I'm going to make is called Wendy's whiskey and ginger beer, and that's pretty simple to do. Do you have an opener back here? Ginger beer? Here you go.
I'll leave your bar back in.
Thank you, thank you. This, Becky, I don't know if you remember, this has special meaning. This was actually my grandmother's shot glass, so I know it's accurate.
That's a big one.
What's that?
That was a big one.
She used it for a bourbon.
Is that a double shot?
Sit over there.
Whiskey.
Is that a double shot?
Looks like a double shot.
It doesn't.
Two is whiskey, the whiskey is actually very
Have a seat.
And next I'll make a,
Oh, you need more room?
habanero margarita.
You need more room? Come on, Neil, you sit right here.
So I use 1.5 of the whiskey.
Yeah.
I can squeeze it.
There you go. Oh, I thought there was a, I can, oh, there. There we go. How about that? Good. All right. This is, alcohol-free meetings. I've never heard of it.
And then the second one I'm gonna make, which I love this habanero margarita mix with the tequila. I've got some right here in my shaker.
Uh-huh. Shake, 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 shake.
Do you want this?
Sorry.
Come on in if you want some of the back.
Learning some new techniques.
I like that.
Cheers. Get some tiny glasses.
Cheers.
We'll make another batch.
Usually my Chinese so health and way.
They are non-alcoholic.
No, hey, that's when you drink it. I don't drink that much. I don't drink it lots. I'm a good Catholic.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Chris.
You got that for tomorrow?
So next we have a cheese and cracker tray. So we got a whole assortment, pepper jack, Colby, Monterey Jack, cheddar. I usually, when I put a tray like this together, I make sure I put like 3 or 4 different kinds of crackers. And right here on this side is gluten-free. So, you know, if you have a good host, they're always going to put some gluten-free stuff out for you. And to decorate the tray, I've got these little mixed olives that are marinated in spices. So that's a really fun little addition. And I put some little ruffled toothpicks here so you don't have to dig in with your fingers.
Could you elevate it?
Put that up.
There you go.
And she's going to make up another batch of her drink to put in a little sample cup so people can try that out. Okay? And let's see. Next one.
Come on in, there's some seats in the back if you like.
Excuse me.
That's the ginger whiskey, and this is
So just stop and wave hi. This is the fun.
this is the habanero. That's ginger whiskey. This is the habanero.
Should I put a bottle of this so they know what that is?
Something done sometime.
Habanero or the enriching. Here you go.
Which one's this?
The whiskey goes with the ginger beer.
He's doing boxing.
Yeah, first one, first bottle there, the whiskey.
Yeah.
And now we have Don, who is presenting a cocktail. And I know it's going to be special because he always makes something magnificent.
No pressure there.
Okay.
Good evening, people in the dark.
Silhouettes.
I'm the last cocktail, so I thought we would do a cocktail called The Last Word. The Last Word is over 100 years old. It comes from Chicago. It was originally created for the Chicago Men's Health Club. I wouldn't call it healthy, but I'm not sure the health club is all about health. It's basically 4 ingredients. So, but it also is 4 equal parts of the ingredients. So it's fairly easy to make even though you have multiple liquor. This is also definitely not non-alcoholic. They used bathtub gin, but we've used just a basic London dry gin. I wouldn't use, you're going to be adding Luxardo liqueur and you're going to be adding green chartreuse. So these are very herbal. I wouldn't use a really herbal gin because you're going to have too many herbs.
Is there such a thing?
I've got a glass chill.
I think so.
And there's just 1 part of the gin, 1 part Luxardo. Luxardo cherry liqueur. It comes from Eastern Europe. It goes back to the 1500s. It doesn't taste like cherry though. It's very herbal. The green chartreuse, I thought I'd treat you all to. This comes from the late 17th century, I believe. It's made in the Chartreuse Monastery by, I think it's the Carpathian monks, I'm not sure, but it's made in a monastery, and it's actually become very hard to get in some areas. Somehow in Baltimore, we're lucky, we still have plenty of it. But they decided that they're too busy making liquor and they needed to spend more time actually praying. So they cut back production significantly. Everyone's in arms about that. But an interesting note is the color is chartreuse green, but the liquor came before the color. The color chartreuse is named after the liquor itself. And it's one of the very few naturally green colored liquors. No dyes, no extra ingredients to make that happen. So, backstage, I mixed 1 part of all of these into a very large proportion because we're trying to make it stretch for you. Now I'm going to shake it up here. Presentation, we'll go ahead and put it in a cup here for a minute, because if you're friends of mine on Facebook, you know that, like Cindy, I'm a Facebook bartender, and every Friday I do a post, so you've got to wait 1 second while you hear. We're adding maraschino cherry. Where's that?
That does not look like an ordinary maraschino cherry.
No, this is a Luxardo. Keep it with the Luxardo. And if you've never had a Luxardo cherry, I've put little bits of them in your sample glasses. There is no comparison. Okay, so my social media duties are done. So we'll get these out to you.
Too bad.
Last but not least,
Now, was that a monster or something?
time for some sweets. Okay, so we're wrapping it up with dessert. And this is a tray full of different kinds of cookies, brownies, and I even include pretzels on a tray like this because what I have here is called a fruit dip. So this is, again, Philadelphia strawberry flavored cream cheese mixed with strawberry flavored yogurt. Okay, so to make it, just mix enough of it in there to make it dippable, and you know, so you have like yum. With all bunch of sweets. So I thank you all for being here tonight, and have a great evening.
One
Cheers.
Concerning the possibility of leftovers. If any of the Bloody Mary is left over, you have a kale pectate bottle to put it in?
No, I heard someone that was one of our chaperones did something like
That was
that.
Bernie Lucas.
Back in the
She was the
Okay.
expert.
Thank you for the question and the comments. And thanks for being here. Love to all of you. Just letting you know that I do have, thanks to a lot of encouragement from people out here, I started a YouTube channel this past fall. So it is called Cindy's Corner. And if you would like, I would appreciate if you would subscribe and like and share. Thanks so much, everybody.